Hey, welcome back. This is Radio Jonesy, and in this video I want to talk about why we chose to move to Tasmania. After a number of years of working out where we would like to retire to, when you get into your 60s, you start thinking like, are we going to live in the same place forever? Is this our forever home? Do we want to spice it up a little? Do we want to change this time of our lives? And we always wanted to move to either Queensland or Tasmania. They were our two sort of choices, and we holiday in Queensland, and I've got family in Queensland, but Queensland in winter is lovely. It is like a moderate, it's like a Tasmanian summer. And that's like, it sounds crazy when I say it like that. But Tasmania, oh man, there's nothing like a cold day and a beautiful fireplace going. Like an hour drive and you're in the snow, or a 15-minute drive up the road and you're in, like, there is snow around. A 5-minute drive, you're at the beach. Everywhere you go, there's scenery. That it's absolutely beautiful, and everyone knows Tasmania is the place everyone comes for a holiday. It is absolutely gorgeous. There's so much to do and see. People are worried about moving here because they think, oh, the wages are very, very low, which they are. Like certain jobs, wages are lower than the mainland, but in other certain jobs, wages are identical. So you're not far off the mark. But the beauty, even if the money is a few dollars an hour less, the money that you make up on housing, on rentals, on lifestyle, groceries, farmers' gates, Young's veggie shed, like there's so many places you can buy food that's cheaper than Coles or Woolworths. Down here there's Coles, Woolworths and Aldi. And then you've got all and then you've got the IGAs as well. Okay. Did I say Aldi? I wish we had Aldi. Coles, Woolworths, and IGA. I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm just gonna say, Coles, Woolworths, and IGA. Aldi was cool. Aldi was strange when we first went to an Aldi. How it was sort of different, but it is. It is different. Now, let me give you some facts about Tasmania. If you wanted to relocate here from the mainland, if you're a city person and you love the city, well, you've got Hobart and Launceston, two huge metropolises, the two biggest, Hobart and then Launceston, two biggest cities. Everything you need is there, like hospitals and doctors. Everything you need is there. They are lovely. You can go for drives out, and then you can get out of the cities and you can go on your bit of a trek to different places if that's what you like. If you like smaller country towns, they are everywhere, and they are not too far away from them bigger cities. So you can see, if you come down here and drive around, you can see, like, if you think an hour's commute is huge, well, if you think an hour's commute is what you do now, down here, that's a huge drive for anybody down here. No one commutes for an hour. You've got beautiful areas. There's two other cities, like you've got the two major ones, Hobart and Launceston. Then you've got Devonport. That's a beautiful place as well. Great facilities, great sporting grounds. It's a huge, what we call it, surrounding suburbs. Like, it is a big place. Burnie, that's a smaller place, but with everything you need, with one of the second best hospitals on the island. With everything's here, the ambulance services and everything you need is in these cities. So that's what you can choose if you are chasing city life. If you're chasing country life, you've got choice aplenty. The struggle with country life is trying to find someone who wants to sell and move out. Yeah, but there's so many towns, so there's beautiful towns. There's big country towns like Smithton and the outskirts of Hobart. There's so much areas down there. What I like about the north is that the coastline, and the east as well. The east coast is like a country town right up and down the east coast. It's like you're in a country town, and it's not that far in to drive into Launceston. It's a bit of a trek, but the beaches are nice. The scenery is beautiful, but it's sort of rural, if that makes sense, with country towns. The top of the island, where is you just look at a map and you just go, yeah, maybe the waves aren't as great on the top of the island. Like if you're a surfer, you want to be either west coast or east coast, or even down south. But up the top, it's Bass Strait. The waves aren't as great. Beaches are pristine and beautiful. Beaches like like West Beach, Burnie, Penguins Surf Club, where their beach is there. Even Penguins Beach in the city, in the town there of Penguin, which is a beautiful town. If you haven't been to Penguin, check that place out. Stanley, like up Stanley, there's some lovely beaches, and facilities. Where else can you go to a beach at night, hang out? If you're sitting there after dark, and next thing you know, you hear squeak, 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 squawk, 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 and there's a whole heap of penguins walking up the beach to find their nest. That's pretty cool. You don't see that well, you might see that in Victoria, but you don't see that in many places on the mainland. And like the lifestyle, the fishing, the sporting clubs. If you've got your kids, or if you're into sports, there's so much here that's amazing. AFL, rugby union, soccer is huge. Netball, basketball, cricket, tennis, athletics, cycling. Then you've got the huge new sports of mountain biking, that is massive at the moment. We're the mountain bike capital of the world at the moment. They've got trails everywhere, companies that will take you up the mountain and then drop you off, and then you ride down the trails and they pick you up down the bottom, and for a small fee they'll take you back up there again, if that's what you're into. And that's just a small little taste. So, and if you ever watch the Olympics, or if you ever see sporting people, there's a huge amount that come from Tasmania, a huge amount. So that tells you that it's the cooler weather where everyone wants to get outside and exercise. Maybe that's it. We were talking about this the other day. But if you wanted to relocate, if you're thinking, is it worth it? I should have done it 40 years ago. I've been here now for a while. I've survived a number of winters. The first winter was harsh. I thought, what have I done? This is cold. Let's get in front of the fire. Let's get some firewood. Go. Second winter, it wasn't as bad as last year. Third winter was, this isn't that cold. This cold. And then the fourth winter, this isn't cold. And then the fifth, it's just normal now. Like, it's just not. And I see it through friends. I've got a friend down from Queensland, and he's rugged up like he's going to the Antarctic with the scarves and the hoodies and the thermals. But he's used to the warm weather. So, like we've got icebergers who go down to the local beach here on a Saturday morning, and they go swimming, and the water's like, I thought they're crazy. And then I got invited down, and I went in, and I thought, maybe I should come down and film. This is pretty cool. It was a little bit cool, but it was fun. They had lifesavers. Even though it's not life-saving season, they have a group of the local lifesavers come down as well at the local beach there and hang out and make sure the old fogies who go out and swimming around are safe and well. But in saying all this, lifestyle is fabulous. You've got choices of so many places to set your roots in. Like if you've never been to Stanley, it's like going back in a time capsule. It's beautiful countryside. And talking about time capsules, it's like living in 1983, 84, in my reckoning. Like, I remember the good old days of going down the pub and saying good day to your mates, and yeah, a lot of that's changing. Yeah, everyone talking to you, g'day, your neighbours saying, how are you? I've got extra apples off the tree, would you like some apples? That is the norm. That is not, I've lived in places where you're worried about your neighbours stealing stuff from you. Well, let me say, just from where I am, I can't speak for everybody, but just from where I am, I've only seen nice pleasantry people. Even when you go to the petrol station, people want to get to know you, who you are, where you're from, where you're going. And then you go back again, and it's how's the kids, how's the missus. It's just that community aspect is great here. What else could I tell you about moving to Tasmania? The downsides, if you wanted to go back to the mainland, you've either got to catch the ferry. In peak summer season, it is pretty well booked. It is hard to get your car there. If you've got family on the mainland, which I've done, is you leave a mainland car. You have a car registered in Tasmania. You can keep it in good nick. You just got to pay the bills every year and make sure it's in good nick, and you won't have a problem. You don't have to chase pink slips and green slips, and unless there is something faulty with the car. But leave a car on the mainland at one of your friends' houses or at your family's house. Fly out, fly in. If you got friends in Melbourne, it's an hour. Like, not even an hour. You take off, you land, you get to your car, and away you go. Yeah, so instead of mucking around with hire cars, and if you can afford that is inside. That's what a lot of locals do here. And a lot of locals actually get on the ferry and go to the footy in Melbourne. They'll go over on the night ferry, and it's about $60 for just a person, and they'll sit in the chair. They won't book a room on the ferry, and they go to the footy. They get there in the morning. They spend their day there. They go to the footy, and then depending on the games that they go to, they either come back on the night crossing or they come back on the day crossing the next day. So, and it's not hard to get across and get back. Let me just say that. That is the downside, but getting to the mainland and back is not like jumping in your car and driving from state to state. You just can't do it here. You've either got to get on the boat or you've got to get on a plane. That's one of the downsides. Another downside might be if your family want to come here for an emergency, like if there's an illness or a drama in the family, it's a plane. You've got to get to the airport, get on the plane, get out of Dodge. You've got to get to where you need to go. I've had a friend recently who had to go to Western Australia for an unfortunate fatality in one of their families. So, and that's a mission, but that's a mission anyway, I suppose, if you want to get to Western Australia, because that is like living in a whole new country. But if anyone wants to ask me any questions in the comments, please do. I've got another video talking about Tasmania. Here's some tips, right? If you're going to do it and you say you want to do it, don't bring your furniture. The cost involved in bringing furniture from there to here is exorbitant. It does not work. Trust me, I know. It is cheaper to either give your furniture away or sell it and buy new furniture here than it is to actually transport your furniture to here. By all means, fill up a van full of all your computers and your must-have keepsakes and all your stuff. Hire a small truck. You can bring that across yourself on a trip for your stuff. But dining table, like lounges, dining tables, beds, if you, like, honestly, the cost to get them here on a removalist van, we had to come from New South Wales on the north coast. It was load in a shipping container, send the shipping container to their place who took it, then they took it to the the trains. I went on a train from Newcastle down to Port of Melbourne, and then I got it stored there for a while. Then I got on a ship, and then I come across on the ship here, and then they got loaded off the ship, and then it gets put in a holding facility, and it goes through all the biosecurities and stuff, and then they go into the truck whenever you can get it to your place. By the time you get it, our lounge was mouldy. They come and they cleaned it. They did not. The insurance said no, we can clean it for you. Our lounge was mouldy. Not to mention your mattresses and everything else that come in that shipping container. We've broken, like the guitar. I had a couple of guitars that got broken. A few other. I should have brought the guitars in the car, but I didn't. But computers, like inside damp shipping containers. Just maybe we had a bad run. Maybe they loaded it up when it was raining, or it was raining when they loaded from our place into the truck, and the truck was the shipping container. So anyway, my advice to anybody: it's cheaper to buy new furniture in your new house than it is to bring it. Your cars, get your cars here. Get them transferred into Tasmanian registration. It is cheaper to run here. It is easier. Everybody's friendly here. Even the police are friendly. Let me say that. Police will say, "G'day to you, mate. How you going?" Like a big country town. It's not like angry people in angry places that you see in the big cities. This is just I don't know. What else can I tell you? But I can tell you my experience. Other people might tell you different. My experience is that I wish I did this before my kids were in school, because there is just so much good down here. And I wish we talked about this. I've been married for coming up to 40 years. We talked about this, 25 years ago, about doing it, and then I did not take that chance. I did not make that change. I kept thinking, I have to keep working at this job. I got to keep bringing in the money. I was on that treadmill going round and round and round. Well, it took an illness for us to decide to do it, and we did it, and it was great. And we've had positive outcomes since. We've got family moved here as well. It is all on the up and up. It is great. We just love it. And I wish, for your sake, come down, check it out. You're watching this video is because you're thinking, should I do it? My advice is, if you love Tasmania, just come here. It is a wonderful place. And for all the Tasmanians watching this and saying, we don't want any more mainlanders here. Oh, mate, we need people here because there's so much work going on. We just can't handle it. So we don't need them coming from overseas. We need them coming from the mainland. So that's my little spiel. I love this place. I'm going to die here, hopefully in another 40 years, but I doubt that. Oh, I hope so. That'll be over 100. But let's let's just enjoy life, and wherever you choose to live, make it great. You do not have to be in the treadmill. You don't. Get that out of your head. Like, I've got nephews and nieces paying off $1 million houses in the western suburbs of the city that they live in. Like, how crazy is that? Come to Tassie, guys. This is where it's all happening. Until I see you on the next video, Radio Jonesy. It's always a great day in Tasmania. And ciao.